tip it upside down. Ooh! Oh, I have. Oh, do you know, today's not going my day. Going to hope it comes off. Otherwise I'm going to have to make it again. And I haven't got any egg. I like a challenge. To make summer fruit roulade, I'm going to use the recipe from this book here, from Quick and Easy, Auntie Jayne's favourite recipes. She has a lovely recipe in here for, wait till I find it, raspberry meringue roulade, and that's the recipe I'm going to be following today. I'll tell you more about the book later. So, first things first, we need 4 egg whites. Hard tap on the side. Turn it so it's upright. Take the top off. The white should come out. Then tip it to the other side and let the egg white roll out. And then again. And you should just keep doing that until you've got as much as you can of the egg white in there. And when you're done, put it to one side. Okay, so we now have 4 egg whites. What we're going to do is put them on the stand mixer. And what we're going to do is put the mixer on and let it foam up. This has only been going for about a minute or so, but as you can see, it's starting to foam. We've got our balloon whisk on. You can't do it with anything else on this, it won't work. You can do this with a hand mixer as well, a hand whisk, that would work. But if you do it by hand, it's going to take you forever, I'm afraid. So we'll continue with this for now until it gets a bit more fluffy. Right, this is a little bit more foamy, so I'm going to start trickling in 4 ounces, so it's 1 ounce for every egg, 4 ounces of caster sugar, and we want this to trickle in. So I'm going to hold it on this side, give it a little bit, and then whisk. And we need it to be done slowly. Okay, as you can see, it's got all thick and glossy. I'm just going to check it and see if it needs any more. And the way we check it is we pull this up, and if it holds a peak, which it is doing, then it's more or less ready. What I'm going to say though in this instance is just give it a slight bit more, then we know it's done. It's holding its shape well. So I'm going to take that out. Now normally people would say add a bit of corn flour, add a bit of this, add a bit of that, but I'm sticking to Jayne's recipe. Now that our meringue is thick and glossy, what we're going to do is pop it into a Swiss roll tin, which I've lined with a bit of baking parchment, and it's held down just with a bit of oil in each corner. So I'll just get a spatula, and what we're going to do is tip everything into here and level it out. Now this is lovely stuff, it's like marshmallows, it's gorgeous. You could of course flavour it if you wanted to. To be honest, it tastes fine as it is. And I'm following Jayne's recipe, which basically didn't have any flavourings in it at the time, so we're not using flavourings today, but you can add vanilla, cocoa powder, anything like that. Cinnamon is good. Anything really. Even a bit of lime and lemon zest would be nice. Okay, so now just spread it gently into the corners. Okay, we're going to bake this in an oven on gas mark 6 for 15 minutes. Then we're going to turn the oven down to gas mark 4 for another 15 minutes. Because we're not making pavlova here, guys, we're making a roulade, and they're generally quite soft. So all we're aiming for is to set the meringue. So what I'm going to do now is turn out my roulade base and pop it up. And then just gently prise the baking sheet off. Now you have to be careful because it is quite sticky. This is cooled completely, by the way. So what we need to do now is whip some cream. I'm using Elmley because it's plant-based. So pop that in. So once you've done that, we're going to whip it up. One thing I might say is don't take your eyes off the cream, it will turn quickly. So this is what you're aiming for. I just pull this up. Oh, maybe go back a bit. There we go. And as you can see, that's what we're after. We want it to keep its form. Okay, so take your thing off. Okay, and now we're going to put some berries in here. I've got a compote that I made earlier in the week, which I'm going to put a bit in here. So using a sharp spoon, we're going to take, not too much liquid, but certainly some of the fruit aspect of the compote. We'll start with 2 tablespoons and see how that is, and then we're going to mix it in slowly. A nice thing to do with this actually is to add yogurt to the cream. It actually makes it fresher. And we're going to pop a few, we're going to just tear them up a little bit so they're not big chunks, so that we get bites. Another one. So I'm doing this by crossing it down the middle and then down the middle again, and then just going so it's quartered, and you just cut through, and it's a lot easier than trying to faffle. Okay, and now we're going to load our meringue with it. So we're going to tip our fruit and compote mixture onto our roulade, and we're going to spread it out as much as we can. I'm not putting it right to the edges for the simple reason that it's going to squish that way. There's a nice technical term for everybody, squish. Okay, so I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to pick the worst end. As you can see, we've had a bit of an issue at this end. So if I do a raspberry there, just right along so that it'll support the roulade as it goes over. Hopefully, that's the idea anyway. So taking hold of your paper, just gently pop it over. Ooh, I'm getting covered. Over again, and over again. Now yes, this will make a bit of a mess on the end. We're going to put it onto a plate so we won't have all that mess. Right, this is a very old plate of mine, so excuse the state of it. It was my mother's, and I'm going to pick this up and gently roll it so the and that into there. Put the top on. It's ready. And then taking some more strawberries and raspberries, I'm going to chop bits up for them to be around the side of the meringue, and then we're going to douse it in icing sugar. So we can, if we can, we'll put some on top. It seems to be falling at the minute, so. And what we're going to do is just sprinkle icing sugar over the top. Like so. And there you have Auntie Jayne's Roulade. Enjoy. So just to tell you a little bit about Jayne. Jayne had breast cancer during the pandemic and sadly died of breast cancer. However, in her memory, her husband Dave made this book. It's all her favourite recipes, and he decided to sell it for £3 a time for Eden Valley Hospice and the JIgsaw Cumbrian's Children's Hospice. Now the recipes in here are wonderful. She was a great cook, and she was well known for taking food into work for all her colleagues as well, because everybody was always after what she was eating. So there's such things as carrot and coriander soup, mushroom soup, chili prawns, tagliatelle with mushrooms and cream. There's maple syrup roast ham and toad in the hole. And we've got things like key lime pie, chocolate cake, lemon cake, and several others as well. Now, I'm taking a few recipes out of this for this video. To make Auntie Jayne's chicken noodle soup, what we're going to do is get some chicken. Now you can use fresh chicken if you want to. She recommends chicken thighs, but I don't have any defrosted. So I'm going to use frozen cooked chicken breast. I'm going to pop that into here. There's a little bit of oil in the base of here. There's one lot, we need 500 grams. Pop that one in. There we go. And then what we're going to do is put the heat on a low heat and add the whites of our chopped spring onions. So this is one bunch of spring onions chopped, and the whites are going in here now. Along with that, we're going to add some garlic and ginger paste. You can use fresh if you have it, and I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of the paste. So that's a bit there. 1, 2. There we go. Then we're going to get a spoon and give it a stir. If you've got fresh ginger and fresh garlic, then yes, you can use that as well. There's no problem with that. What we're wanting here is just for the chicken to defrost a bit and the flavours to start to get together. Now, if it looks like it's going to be a little bit too, if it's starting to burn around the edges or anything because your pan's not got a lot of oil in it, then you can add a little bit of stock. Now there's 1 3/4 pints of stock in here. I'm not going to add it all, just a little bit to moisten the bottom of the pan. Just normal chicken stock. And while that's going on, if you just chop a red and yellow pepper, that would do, and have a few mushrooms as well, chopped up. I'll just show you here what we have. So we have a chopped up red and yellow pepper, the heads off the spring onions, the green bits, and a few mushrooms. A little bit more of this in, so we'll just plonk that in. You can smell the garlic in there. Ooh. Once it's defrosted, what we need to do is start to add our aromatics, which in this instance will be Thai red curry paste. So you need 3 teaspoons of Thai red curry paste. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to add 3 tablespoons of peanut butter. And it's the smooth variety I'm using here today. I usually have the chunky one, to be fair, but this one's the smooth one. So just pop that in there. 2. And 1 more makes 3. So just pop that in. On top of that, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Now I'm using coconut aminos at the minute. So it's 1. Two. 3. Put a little bit of stock in. And give it a bit of a swirl to amalgamate all the flavours in here. So pop them over. Add the rest of your stock. So in total we should be adding 1 3/4 pints of stock. This is from a Knorr chicken stock cube, this is. And add the coconut milk. Now I have just normal coconut milk here, which I'm going to add. So this is our coconut milk. If it will come out, hopefully without, ooh, yeah, there you go, without killing me off. I've used the full fat version because generally what tends to happen is the lighter ones, because we've got stock in here, they tend to split and it doesn't look so great, so I've used full fat in this one. So once it comes to the boil, leave it to simmer. It's 8 to 10 minutes. Just popping in the peppers and the mushrooms, so they can cook through, and I'll put the onion tops in last. Put those in for a few minutes. Give it a stir. Oh, I need to add my mushrooms, nearly forgot. Dear me. Where would the world be if I had a brain? Okay. Once this has boiled for about 5 minutes, what we need to do is add our rice. Any noodles that you want. I'm adding rice and noodles because I've only got these small amounts of noodles, to be fair. So if you've got a larger amount of noodles, then that's fair enough. She recommends about 1 block from a 90-gram packet. This will help thicken the sauce up as well. And on top of that, you need to add your green onions, so in there pop as well, along with a few garden peas, 1/4 of a cup then. There we go. Give it a good stir. And we're just waiting for it to thicken up now. I just want to urge everybody, breast cancer is such an awful thing to go through. In fact, I've got a friend going through it at the moment who's doing really well, thankfully. But if you can find your way to giving £3 and getting a cookbook, Auntie Jayne's favourite recipes from Eden Valley Hospice and the JIgsaw Children's Hospice, then it would be great. The telephone number to call is
01228 817 657.
and if you ask them about the book, and they'll send you a copy out. All of it will go to the Eden Valley Hospice and the Jigsaw Children's Hospice appeal, and I can't say how much of a good cause this is. Please donate.